Look, I'm fucking ready to go, baby.
Welcome back to the Not So PG podcast with your hosts, Peter and Gianni. Get it? Not So PG. If you're here for the first time, it's a play on words. If you don't get it, get it. Not So PG because we're not PG, but we are PG because that's our initials. All right? You got it? Also, shitty situation. It turns out there's another podcast named Not So PG.
Shitty situation.
So we're upset about it.
When?
Because we clearly have the better podcast.
Better podcast.
Better podcast. I haven't watched their podcast, but it's just clearly we have the better podcast.
Clearly we have the better one.
So we're debating, do we change our name
Or do we fight to the death?
or do we fight to the death until they change their name? Because this is
One or the
upsetting.
other.
Like, how important to you guys is that name? Because it's pretty important to us.
Pretty important to us. It took us very long to figure that
It's pretty
one out.
important to us, and I am at between a wall and a hard place. Is that the term? Between a rock and a hard place.
Rock.
Because I was like, we could
Actually,
change it.
I don't even think
like, we
that's
could change it to like the PG podcast. Okay. Like, because like we don't want to be stepping on anybody's toes. But
I'll step on some toes. I'll do it.
yeah, but you guys let us know what you think. Do we change the name? Do we fight to the death? Or do we just not think about things like we usually do and just whatever? Anyways,
Anywho.
I wanted to start with something controversial.
let's
Because
do it.
I'm at a new point in my life where I don't fear controversy.
Good.
Matter of fact, I invite it. I invite it straight into my life. It used to scare me,
Okay.
but nowadays I like controversy. So what do you think is probably the most controversial take you have that you would state publicly? Because I know mine, but what's yours? Most controversial take.
I don't really know. What's yours? And then I'll think as you do it.
This might make people upset. I think for me, I think something that should be less controversial and people should be more open to is the idea that you shouldn't be offended by somebody that doesn't want to sleep or get with somebody that's been with a lot of people. And I'll tell you why. And for me, it's not so much because I'm like, ew, you got with a lot of people. Like, it's more so, like, I'm not judging anybody. I've dated girls with pasts. Like, it's not even about that. For me, it's more about my sexual health. Like, how
catching something.
how should it be offensive that I am concerned about my sexual health?
No, 100%.
Like, I don't want to, because now here's the thing. If I have 5 bodies, I don't. Would be great if I did. Probably higher than that. Anyways, if I had 5 bodies.
Yeah.
And I'm about to hook up with somebody that has 100 bodies.
Yes.
This person risked STDs and all these things 100 times over me. So now, by sleeping with that one person, I'm now risking 100 times just like them.
Well, you're taking the same risk.
That's how I look at it. I'm risking as much as they've been willing to risk. But because I've been able to stay more modest and relax myself, I have been the safer one, and I would like to be safer. But that's why I wouldn't say that I wouldn't hook up with somebody that has a high body count, but I would be safe. And if I really like this person, I would go out of my way to make sure we both get tested.
Yeah.
And then we do our thing, which is also, in today's day and age in hookup culture, I feel weird to ask somebody, which is why I just don't
It
hook
almost
up with
seems
anybody.
disrespectful to ask someone sometimes.
It's not that. You just feel like a weenie.
I would feel as though I'm disrespecting someone if I were to ask.
Yeah.
I like in my head.
Yeah.
I would feel as though because then it almost implies that they have a high body count.
Yeah. Like, they'd be like, why do I have to get
Exactly. You know what I mean?
tested
Like
sort of thing?
if I were to ask someone, I would feel as though I'm disrespecting
Yeah.
them. So it's like I probably wouldn't ask unless I was very serious.
Then it just leads to me being like, I don't even want to have sex with anybody because you got to ask them to get tested.
Well, yeah,
You
it's
don't
like a
wanna
whole
ask them to get tested.
process. You gotta.
Yeah. Because, like, it's just not worth it, bro.
No, yeah,
And
it's
I
it's
can't
very
st-
scary to think about.
I can't stress
like,
it enough.
Getting
and here's the
something.
thing. There's so many people. Do you know what the percentage of people that are sexually active that have an STD?
Isn't it like 70% or something?
Try over 80%.
No.
Over 80% of sexually
Really?
active people have an STD. You probably have an STD if you're sexually active often. That's the
Wow.
number.
That's
so that's
crazy.
what you're risking.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So when I tell people, like,
Wow.
dude, wear a condom, like, make sure everyone gets tested, you're still not being safe enough. Like, people don't realize that
with the condom, you can still catch something.
Well, because there's diseases that a lot of people have that don't come out till later in life or just never come up, and they spread it without knowing.
Most diseases in the first place
Don't
take
come up in
a
a
month
test.
or two to come in general.
Some don't come up in a test.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And people don't know this, and it needs to be talked about more. Like, People think it's safe. Like, oh yeah, I've never gotten anything. You don't know. How about you don't know? How about you literally do not know if you've gotten something or not? That's why I'm fucking, like when I'm like, you know me, I'm like OCD. So like obviously in the past, you know, I when I was, I guess, more active with sleeping with people, I would like do research, like how much am I risking? Like, what's this? And I reach it and it's like, you won't know for a month, 2 months, you won't ever know. Like I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's terrible.
And then I think once I did my own research, that's when I was like, okay, no more.
Just going around.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess that, you know what's crazy though? That wasn't even the main reason. Because as a guy, like we're some horny mammer jammers.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So
Horny
like,
as fuck.
it's hard to just be like, no more sex. We're done. No, I think for me the main reason was that I realized that if you have sex, and again, this isn't to offend anybody. Like if you enjoy having sex with a lot of people, go for it. But
you do your
I would
thing.
like to tell you this: if you do wait, and we spoke about this on the last podcast, that if you do wait, you are gonna have a better time the next time.
It's gonna feel fucking
and it's gonna be more
better.
meaningful with that one person. So when there's people that like are indulged in hookup culture and they're just like, you're always sleeping with a new person every week and you're like, I just can't find the right guy. It's like, or I can't find the right girl. It's like,
gonna
dude,
be harder.
if every week you're oversaturating sex and sleeping with a new person, it just takes the specialness out of it. And then when you are just randomly sitting down talking to somebody, I just feel like it takes away from it.
Well, did you see the statistic about marriage with that?
That if people that sleep with more people are more
If you're
likely to
over
divorce?
a certain number, I don't know the number, so I'm not going to say it. I think it was 12. I think. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it was somewhere.
We don't even know.
It was somewhere like minorly low though. That like most people are above.
That if you're above that,
you're like you're 90% or that's all right, whatever. There's a really high percentage that you're going to get divorced.
Yeah.
Really high percentage, or that you won't. Not even
cheat.
divorced. That you won't sexually or anything be happy in life with that person.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah, I've seen those stats. You're less likely to cheat on your partner.
I wish I knew the numbers so I could tell you.
Well, I'll explain it better. You're less likely to cheat on your partner or get divorced if you have a lower body count.
Yeah.
And again, that's not offensive to say. These are legitimate
studies that someone did.
We're not judging
We didn't do
anybody.
the study.
We're not judging
Don't attack
anybody.
us.
Like,
Attack the guy that did the study.
We've had our share of sexual encounters.
The guy or female that did the study. Attack them. Don't attack us.
Yeah, don't attack us because we're on some dicey territory.
I'm just repeating exactly what they said.
But, I mean, hey, if you're looking at us and you're like, I fuck a lot of people, assholes, maybe stop.
All right.
No, I'm kidding, but I'm not. So, yeah, I think that it's probably good to just chill out. Relax.
Well, on the topic
Fuck
of,
yourselves. I do it. You do it?
I love fucking myself. An
That's
occasional
the thing.
self-fuckaging.
Do you think that flicking the bean is the same as a guy,
What, like
relieving
jerking
himself?
off?
Yeah. Do you think it's the same thing?
Flicking the beat?
Is that not what they do? They flick their bean?
Well, you think they're just...
No, is that not a term? All right.
It is, but like that's not like...
All right, bro. I think that
I think it's not the same.
I think it's not the same.
Because we actually release
We're
like...
like,
yeah. And then you kind of just...
and like
you're
a
just
girl,
there, just-
a girl like
and it's just like come over yourself.
it could relieve you.
Can't believe I just did that for 2 hours.
How about
I'm kidding.
How about
But no, you do later.
I don't masturbate like at all anymore.
I know. I'm proud of you.
It's so good for you. I can't speak for women. I don't know the effects of masturbation with women,
It's definitely not as bad.
but for guys, if you could save yourself and not relieve yourself every night, you build up a lot of energy and you have more drive in your
Well,
day.
it's because your testosterone's higher.
Yeah.
So the testosterone, it's actually a thing where testosterone will give you more drive to do things.
Yeah.
Because your body is like, it's like how animals will try to impress a female. So they'll like do certain things. You know what I'm like? It's like that. It's like your body's trying to reward itself with a female. So it's making you drive to do things supposedly.
No, I feel
That's what testosterone is.
I feel it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I feel horny and I feel motivated because I'm not jerking off. And I think it's great. I think more people should adopt it. More men. I think most men have porn addiction.
Oh, it's a very big thing.
Porn is rotting your brain. And
Porn's very bad for you.
I know this because I quit porn a long time ago, but I would fall back into it sometimes. It's very easy to. You're alone, you want to sit down, you're like, I could watch naked people right now. Why not? My dick's like, why
Why'd
not?
you say it like that?
Because that's how, it's the fact of the matter.
I can watch naked people right now.
Because when we think about what it is.
I've never
it's
said
like,
that in my
I'm
life.
a click away from watching someone absolutely have cum fly out of their nostrils. Why would I not watch that? I'm a click away.
I guess.
I'm not really into that shit. But
Come flying out of their nostrils?
yeah, like aggressive,
No,
like you know what I mean?
no, neither am I.
That's not
I was
what I'm
never,
into,
I was
but,
never into that.
But I'm a click away. And that's the point. And I can see, you know what I mean? It's just cool.
No, yeah, it's cool.
But it's horrible for you. And I
So
realized because my brain felt so fresh when I stopped watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go back to it and then I would feel the effect.
Well, yeah, you'd
Because I
feel-
would
yeah.
hear about studies that porn is like bad for your brain. It's very mentally draining. It's bad for your dopamine levels naturally. Your serotonin levels drop. So I was like, let's try it. And then when I went back to it and I felt myself the next day like feel horrible.
Yeah, well, yeah, you feel,
I
like,
said,
down.
I said, oh, it is bad for your brain.
Yeah,
Porn
it
is
is.
really bad for your brain.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. Again, I don't want to speak for women. I can't imagine it would be any better for women. I know there's a lot of people that are like, very like, oh, it's like porn positive. But I don't know. I don't think it's for myself at least, and for men, I think it probably isn't the best for you.
No, me as well. I stopped porn a while back when you told me to.
Yeah, and the industry itself alone is very scary for the especially the women that come into it.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard for them. I've heard some horror stories.
Yeah.
About girls coming in and feeling like they're pushed to do a scene with a person that they don't really want to do, but like now that's like it's their job.
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary. I mean, Mia Khalifa's coming back saying that like Pornhub or whatever did a bunch of stuff that she had her do a bunch of stuff she didn't want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what she said.
Did she make millions of dollars
Millions.
doing it?
Millions.
Absolutely. But I don't think you could put a price tag on your
No, 100%.
your mental health, what you
Definitely
put out
not.
there that's out there forever now.
100%.
And you can't put a price on that. And I was explaining that to somebody today who was asking me about OnlyFans. And they were like, oh, should I put this out? Is it going to be a good return for me? And I was like, listen, if you have to ask yourself, am I comfortable with putting this out? The answer is probably not. If you're not, like, I know some people that don't give a shit. And they've been like, dude, I don't care. And I'm like, hey, good for you. But if it's not worth being like, I'm going to make a few extra dollars. And this is going to make me upset when it's out there. And I think a lot of people need to realize that. Because the person asking me has already got advice from other people. When I explained it to him like that, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to put it out there. I was like, there you go. Because once it's out there, it's out there.
I have a question for you. Because this happened to me. Why do you have that look?
I don't know. I like getting serious.
Oh, okay. It's not serious.
I'm serious.
If your dog walks in on you having sex, do you stop?
Bro, I fucked with the dog in the bed. What are you talking about? You ever see the Wolf of Wall Street series?
No,
She's
no,
like,
I'm
fuck
saying-
off, Rocky.
Yeah, well, yeah, something like that.
Fuck off,
Bro, I stopped.
Rocky.
Fluffy walked in the room. He was like looking at me. He was like, what's good? I was like,
Now, you know what's fucked up? I feel bad for
like,
my
stop.
dog. My dog is such a, attention seeker.
wait, you don't stop?
Wait. No. I've had to throw
Look
him
at
off
this
the bed.
peanut. Look at this shit.
I've had Peanut stare me down while I'm fucking.
What do you stare back at her?
No, I'm just like,
See what I'm doing here?
I'm like, this is fucked up. I'm like, does she know what's happening?
That's
And
what I'm saying.
I'll tell you
That's
why I think my dog doesn't know what's
No,
happening.
I think she does.
She has to know what's
has to
happening
know.
because
They fuck the
she's
same way.
she looks very upset. And
What do you
like
mean?
because like when if me and you hug right now,
Yeah. Well, she gets upset.
my dog will get jealous and run over to us and like want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
My dog wants no part of my sex. And that's how you know she knows there's something devious going on about it. Because if she knew that it was just us like hugging, she'd be like, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
She like sits there with
She
her head on
knows
the pillow and
what's
she's
going
like,
on. She walks
what
herself
are you
away.
doing? I don't want her to see it. And I'm like, is it fucked up? Is it not fucked up because she's a dog?
I don't know. I've stopped every time Fluffy walks.
Is it not fucked up if it's like a dog watching you?
It's not about being fucked. It's just weird. Like Fluffy walks in, he fucking
know.
eyes me down.
I tell
He's
you what,
like
I'll tell you what
staring
though,
at me.
all
I'm like,
kidding
yo.
aside, and as
Like if
weird
he wasn't looking at me, it's fine.
as weird as I've made it that I've done this,
Yeah, you made it really
it makes me mildly uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
It does make me uncomfortable. I'm like,
Mildly.
even if
I
it's a dog
stop.
and you're like, it doesn't know what's going on.
Listen, it's cool if he's just walking around in there. Like Fluffy walks in, he doesn't move. He just
Stares at you.
I'm like, and I'll be like, go, and
Get the
he's
fuck out of here. Yeah.
go,
Just staring you down. Yeah, so
and then you gotta get up.
tell us at home, would you, if your dog's staring at you, lay down pipe or get absolutely obliterated? You're getting pound-towned. Your ass cheeks are spread. And your
All right,
dog-
they get it.
Your dog is staring you in the eyes. Do you stop? Or do you wink at him? There you go.
It's fucking.
You know when I pet you? This is me getting pet. You know how I pet you and you go,
terrible. It's terrible.
this is my pet. So leave me the fuck alone.
I didn't like that. That was a bad sentence.
I don't care. I don't care anymore, Gianni. You know why? Because everyone fucking sucks.
Yeah, fair enough. You want to hear some nasty shit I did?
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Go on. I was going to go on a tantrum about how I hate a lot of human beings, but go on.
Okay.
I love you guys, though.
You want to hear some nasty shit that happened during sex?
Yeah.
Happened during sex.
What happened?
I was on top, missionary, right?
Wait. You were riding?
No, I was on top, missionary.
I was on top. Sounds like you were getting pegged from the top.
I was on top, missionary. I'm doing it, right? And
Not how it sounded, but go on.
we're making out, sensual sex. I love that shit. I'm really getting into it. And I'm like, damn, my lip is mad sweaty. What's up with that? And I was like, whatever, we'll keep the make out sesh going on. Fucking 5 minutes straight. I get back up. Mind you, it's a dark room, fully black room. Whatever. And now I'm like, piece of metal.
Oh, no.
What's that?
What did you do?
Turn the lights. I stopped having sex. I was like, that's weird. Turn the lights on. Blood everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Blood everywhere.
How about Garrett was telling me the same story?
But it wasn't her
Or
blood.
Garrett did
It wasn't
on
her
purpose.
blood.
Whose blood is it?
My blood. We were in like a dry room, like where like the heat is too much and like your nose dries up and it just starts bleeding randomly.
Not me, but
I have a sensitive nose. My nose bleeds very often especially like when winter
Where
comes
was
and
the
we put the
blood?
heat on. Everywhere. It was her whole titty was just red.
Nice.
The whole from here down was all red, and then both of our like mouth areas because we were making out was red. And I was like, I think we should finish and go in the shit. Bro, the sheets. We were in an Airbnb. Sheets fucked. We had to throw out the sheets.
Sounds super satanic.
It looked. You should have seen what the fuck, bro. I looked up. I was like,
Yeah.
I asked her if she was okay. I thought like I fucked something, like I cut her or something.
Yeah, what you
she was
did.
like, I think that's you. I was like, what do you mean? And then it just started. I felt it like dripping at that point. I was like, yeah, I think it's me too.
I think it's me.
It was fucking gross.
Would you go down on a girl if she's on her period?
I don't think so.
Have you ever done it?
I've been like at the end of the period where like nothing's coming out anymore, and it's like mid period, she's pouring out.
I don't know if I need to admit this right now, but I definitely.
Well, it's too late 'cause you already did.
Well, bro, because for me, it's like the blood's only coming out of the bottom hole, right? Like,
Yeah, but like,
the top hole still is fair game, I'd feel.
yeah, but I feel like it gets up there. It always gets up there.
I think it tastes better. I'm joking. I'm just trying to be ridiculous. I haven't had a problem
With what?
with just staying on the top half and letting the bottom half be its own thing.
For sure.
Dude, I came into this podcast with a goal.
Do you like period sex? Are you a period sex man?
Yeah, you just lay a towel down
Yeah, right.
and you just fucking.
How about a lot of my friends won't do it? What?
Dude, I think men need to man the fuck
Right.
up.
Right. What's a little blood,
You
bro?
dog your girl out on her
What's
period.
a little blood?
And they're gonna be like, but babe, on my period. And you let them know it don't matter.
No, it's okay.
Baby girl, you don't worry about
Baby
that.
girl, it's okay.
You let my cock worry about that.
Yeah, let my cock get bloody. It's all right. And we go in the shower and wash my cock.
Or we don't.
Let it
You
marinate.
let it dry up, and you pull the little period crisps.
Yo, what am I doing? What am I saying?
Guys, I need you to know.
Oh, God.
Everything I'm saying is for shock value. I'm in a special kind of mood today, and I need to be stopped. Wow, what am I saying? I'll have you know, if you're up to this point, I've cut out so much of this.
I shit you not.
I shit you not. I'll have you know at home, I've cut out so much of this podcast already. Because I am saying stuff that shouldn't be said.
Totally just thought of
I'm a
that.
Christian.
Fuck.
What's happening?
Fuck.
What'd you think of?
Peeling it off.
Peeling it off, right? What would you call that? We have to come up with names for this stuff. We just came up with a new sex term.
Period jerky.
Period sex. You
Jerky.
pull the Pringle blood off. Pringle blood?
Jerky.
Pringle
I
blood.
feel like it would be like Family Guy
I was
Stewie
thinking
jerky.
all right, we need to get off this topic. I don't
Like
know what we're
Stewie
doing.
jerky, but like period jerky.
No, we gotta stop.
Little chip.
This is aggressive.
Nom, 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 nom. Is. That. How you eat pussy?
This is aggressive. 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 This is aggressive.
Nom, 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 nom.
This is aggressive. This is a mental health podcast.
Is that how you eat pussy? And you get the jaw into it.
No, you don't know what you're doing.
You go like this.
You don't know what you're doing.
No.
This is how.
Because like sometimes I go up and down.
This is how.
And then I'll use my bottom lip as a second tongue.
No.
And then I'm like this.
That's not. No.
And then my lip and my tongue both hit
the
clitoris.
No, this is how you eat pussy. You got to do the alphabet. A, B, C.
Well, yeah, but you got to switch. No, I switch up and down, left and right.
You see which one works for them.
I go up and down, left and right, up and down, left and right. But like it's like in minute intervals.
I'm kidding. Don't do that alphabet shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's like a joke.
He's bugging the fuck out.
If you eat it like you're in love with it, you can't go wrong.
Wait,
that's what.
Quick question.
If you eat it like, am I eating this right?
Is this weird that I do this almost? Okay, is it weird that I do this every time I eat pussy? Do you ever slurp the whole thing in your mouth? I'm so serious. Like you got like the whole pussy in your mouth, like lips and everything. I go, like playing with it. Just me. Okay. Nah, all right.
I've devoured every pussy I've ever been into.
But am I wrong? Is that not? It feels cool in your mouth.
I mean, dude, you're asking.
You're sitting there with like a.
You're gonna get me descriptive, and it's gonna be
puss.
worse than what you just said. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Well, I don't know. Okay. I feel like for you to really be slurping on something, it's got to be like a nice Audi. A lot going on out there.
No, I'm talking like you get the fat from lips on the inside of your mouth too.
Yeah, get it all in there. Get it all in there.
Get it all in there.
Do you eat ass?
Do I eat ass?
Do you eat ass?
I love eating ass.
And
then you like tighten up your tongue?
Love eating ass. I definitely don't.
You start poking it in there? No? No?
No.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
You're tongue punching these girls, bro?
You don't tongue punch their assholes? Tongue punch the fart box?
Gianni, we need to redirect this podcast.
I've never done that in my life.
You know how you, ladies, I'm going to give you some advice. Do you know how you suck dick?
Wait, we talked about
No, but this is more of an emotional state.
Oh.
So I already explained how to suck dick. But this is how you emotionally suck better dick. You imagine that his ex-girlfriend's watching, and you were going to slobber that cock up. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine your girl's long-term ex-boyfriend is watching the room, opens the door, and you're banging your girl out. Are you not going to start laying some pipe down?
No, I'm probably going to cover and beat the shit out of him.
No, well, you ain't going to beat the guy up. He opens the door. He's like, oh, my God, babe. And you're like...
Well, if he said babe, I'm beating the shit out of him.
You're missing the point. The point
I
is...
am not piping harder if anyone walks in the room. Well, I'm going to be like...
You're not a man. You're not a man. You got to pipe harder. Ladies at home, if you get walked in on by your man's ex, are you not going to start slobbering that thing a little bit harder? Because if I was a girl, I would. As a dominant factor. Look what I'm doing to this guy.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck am I saying?
Shut the fuck up.
Stop it.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
Why are you laughing already?
I'm not laughing.
All right. Something crazy.
Yeah.
There are no names that start with a J and end in an N. Isn't that concerning?
There are no names that start with a J and end in an N.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
There aren't. It's very concerning.
Very concerning.
I guess Julian can go fuck himself. Right? There's got to be more. Julian.
That's not a name.
No, doesn't end in an N.
I guess Julian's the only one.
Jillian?
Nope, fake name.
Fake names. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. I'm right. I'm always right.
It doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because it's stupid.
I have a question. Have you ever
Yes.
jerked off
Yes.
in school, a sleepover, anywhere that you probably shouldn't have jerked off? Grandma's house, fucking anywhere.
It's a ridiculous question.
Well, then why are you asking that if you're not fucking answering it? That means you got a weird fucking answer to it.
Dude, I can't think of a specific place that I probably shouldn't have jerked off.
If you jerked off somewhere that you shouldn't have jerked off, you fucking remember that you jerked off.
I've never jerked off in like a public area where I'm like, these people don't even know what's happening. Like, I've never done that.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
I'm saying like in school, you got like real fucking dogged up and you're like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Never.
Sleepover. You were like, I'm going to the bathroom.
I think I've just waited. I've waited it out. I don't think I've ever needed to jerk off that bad. Yeah. Even at soccer camp, I went like 2 weeks without jerking it.
Yeah. I would have put my face to a wall.
I don't know. I wasn't like thinking about it. I'm around a bunch of dudes. We're playing soccer. We're in camp.
And you go on Instagram one time.
We had no service out there, honestly.
There you go.
We were just men being men.
Dudes being guys being dudes.
Yeah. But now onto the topic of beheadings. Do you know when they did the last beheading?
Fucking. The fuck
So they did the last beheading in the 1800s. And the guy that they were beheading had a goal. And he said, when you kill me.
Oh, yes, I did see this.
Because they had a debate. It was like, is it too messed up to kill people by beheading? Because are they still alive after? And just like, oh my God, I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Right? So the guy that was being beheaded last had a mission. Even though he was being beheaded, he didn't care. He wanted to help everybody.
He wanted to talk, right?
Well, no. He said, pick my head up after you behead me, and I'm going to blink a lot of times if I'm still there.
So scary.
They pick his head up after they behead him, and he's blinking like this.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Later on, so they never do beheadings again. They go, holy shit, these people are alive. Because think about it, like science. So science said a couple things. He said that could be your nerves. So there's no way of really knowing if he was there. He did say that's what he was going to do, and it happened. But scientists today are saying your nerves could make your eyes do that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say what really happened there. However, scientists today also say that there's no reason that there's not enough blood still left in your brain circulating for you to lose sentience instantly.
100%.
Like you're still, like they said, you should still be alive for a good few seconds.
Yeah.
Being able to comprehend, I'm just a headless body.
Oh.
Imagine just being a headless body.
Oh.
You'd probably just do this. I thought that was an incredible story.
Nah, yeah, I've seen that though.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched like the old torture things?
What's an old torture thing?
Like the way that they used to like torture like criminals back in the old days. Like in the 1800s and stuff. Have you heard of the Screaming Bull?
No.
The Screaming Bull was a cast iron bull that throughout the nose of it, there was a horn.
Yeah.
And they would light a fire under the bull while the person's inside of the bull.
Yeah.
So think about a giant metal, you're basically in a stove.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And so as they yelled, it would sound like a bull because of the horn that would come out of the nose. So they're in there yelling, and it just sounds like, oh, like a bull. And they're screaming in there because, bro, imagine being in a fucking, like, only, like, when you touch the metal, it's insanely hot. You're slowly burning your skin off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Honestly, yeah, the old torture ways sound
terrible.
Horrible.
How about that's not even, like, the worst one? Yeah. I've seen some fucking
You know what I want to get into the topic of?
What?
I want to talk about psychedelics.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity of people at home, how they think about it, if it's still, what's the word?
A drug?
Well, stigmatized. Like,
is it accepted?
Is it like when you think of mushrooms at home, or you think of these like LSD, and do you think of them in the same category still as like pills and other drugs? Because I think we're moving in a direction now where they're becoming two separate things. Because a drug is a very blanket term. Because even coffee's a drug, nicotine's a drug. You know, what's a drug? But I think that psychedelics are now moving into an area, if you do enough research on it, that it's not considered what it used to be. Because there's still people I meet where if you mention like mushrooms or whatever, that they're like, huh, like that's a bit crazy. People do that. You know, they still are in that mindset. And I wonder how long it's going to be until we are revered away from that mindset. Because if you look at the studies, there are a lot of people that are on antidepressants and all these things that seem to be relying on them forever, but are never healed per se.
Well, yeah,
right?
they always have to stay on medicine.
There are studies coming out that people with PTSD and depression and anxiety are doing mushrooms and they're being healed in like the 90% range.
I've seen that, yeah.
So like, I'm not saying that anyone at home should, like if you're depressed, go do mushrooms. I'm not saying that. You know, there's some people that wouldn't react well to it. There's people that have psychosis and 100%. Schizophrenia in their family that if you do take a hallucinogenic drug, it's going to heighten that and that's going to come out. So I'm by no means of the imagination endorsing psychedelics.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's a lot of research being done that there are a lot of people that are being helped by it. And I think it's something that a lot of people should...
Even with addictions, though, it's helping.
...open their eyes to. Because, well, think about the things that are legal. Think about the things that the things that doctors are throwing people on that, you know, aren't really helping and are just masking problems.
How
Am I
about-
saying that should be done away with altogether? No, there are still people that benefit from those psychiatric drugs.
Yeah.
However,
mean,
I
no
don't
one's-
believe
no one's being helped.
I
from
don't believe
cigarettes.
it's as high. Well, that's exactly. Now cigarettes are legal. But now we're going into different territory. But I just think it's crazy that when you look at the percentage of people being helped by these psychedelic therapies, and it's crazy because I'll mention this to people and they're like, "Oh, what a hippie!" Like,
Well, yeah, they won't even bother to look
I'm
into it.
like, dude, the research is like pretty serious stuff, you know? So I don't know. The main thing I think with people today, though, when you bring this up to them and they kind of agree, they're like, oh, wow, that does make sense. They still have a fear of doing it, though. They're worried about that they'd have an anxiety attack while on this like psychedelic trippy journey.
That's a big worry for most people.
Which I can understand as a guy who on the last podcast spoke about how much anxiety I had on weed.
Yeah.
And how I was having panic attacks from weed.
Yeah.
So I could definitely understand that fear. But I also think that fear it comes from a fear of self. You're scared. So what I've come to realize is that anxiety that you're worried about having on a trip. Don't get me wrong. For some people, it's just like, I don't want to see freaking ghosts flying at me. I get it. But I think for a lot of people that understand the drug and what the drug's going to do to heal you and open your mind up is their fear of themselves. Because there's so many people that throw things away that they don't think about all day, and they know that when they go on this trip, this journey, or they smoke this weed, those things are going to come up.
Yeah.
And thus they fear themselves. Which means you should probably take this stuff and open your eyes, or start opening your mind up prior to that.
Yes,
trip.
but at the same time, I do think that most people that say that they're scared of having like an anxiety attack are just scared of having an anxiety attack from drugs.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the
shit just
craziest
spinning
thing-
around and
So my excitement with the psychedelics are a lot different than just the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
When you do enough research and you hear about people's experiences, you start to realize that I think they did a study that they took 10 people, they gave them mushrooms, and I think 7 or 8 out of 10 of the participants said that it was the most spiritual experience of their lives. Yeah. Spiritual, right? And they all come back saying that it's unexplainable. What you experience, you can't come back and explain it. When you experience it, it is spiritual. It makes atheists believe in God again. And a lot of people, if you've heard of DMT, which apparently takes you out of your body, every person, this is crazy, every single person that does DMT, if you take enough, you leave your body and go through a tunnel.
yeah, which is crazy.
What kind of a coincidence is that? That every single person has the exact same trip, that if you take enough, you leave and go through a tunnel.
Pretty weird.
To what people claim to be a higher dimension where you see shapes and colors that you can't even comprehend
Yeah.
in this reality, because those shapes and colors are of 4th density, 5th density.
Yeah.
Not 3D, so you can't comprehend it or even explain it when you come back.
super
But there are scientists that try to explain it, and it's still almost impossible.
Yeah.
So for me, my excitement with the whole psychedelic thing is understanding that aspect of it. Are we really going somewhere? Matter of fact, in the UK, they're doing studies now where they're IV dripping people DMT.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because what happens on this DMT trip is you smoke it, you're gone for 10 minutes, you come back and you're like, what happened? Like that was I really somewhere? Now they're IV dripping people DMT in the UK, and they're mapping the realm. They're mapping this DMT realm.
I did see
and
this.
multiple people are going to the same places and seeing the same entities.
Which is crazy.
Which is insane.
Crazy.
And there's coincidences of stories that I've heard that you could look up. Look up this YouTube channel from Comedy
up the
Central
Purple Girl.
called Tales from the Trip. And these people do, they talk about their trip stories, and they do like a cartoon in the back to make it more visual. It's amazing. Type in Tales from the Trip and watch them. It's very fun stuff to watch. But there was this guy who went in, and these people say that it's an ancient feeling. When you go there, it feels like you've been there before, which is insanity. And this guy said that he saw this girl, and she's purple, this purple entity woman. And when he saw her, it's as if he's known her for 1,000,000 years. And he's like, oh, yeah, you again. He's like, it'd be cool if I had some proof that you were real, because this feels real. It feels like I've known you for an eternity. Leaves, whatever. His buddy is now doing DMT about a week later. Never mentions the woman. His buddy's on the trip and goes, they love you in here. And he's like, oh, it's a very loving feeling. He's like, no. They love you in here. He's like, the purple woman says hello.
Crazy.
He goes, what? Like, how do you even comprehend that? How do you
explain
come back
that?
from that? And I'll still talk to people and explain that. And they're like, coincidence.
Yeah.
Maybe he did tell him about it. Like, if you do enough research, there are enough coincidences and enough
Thousands of
stories
stories like that.
Thousands of stories where you're like, it gets to a point where a coincidence is no longer a coincidence. And I'm at a point in my life now where I no longer believe in coincidences. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And that's kind of what took me from my spiritual journey into kind of believing that there is more. Yeah. Because it's like, how many coincidences can happen to you? You know, and I'll even name small things where you're thinking of someone and they'll call you. And it's like, oh, like what psychic shit is weird. That? Right?
That's super weird.
It's pretty incredible.
That one's gotten me a couple times.
And I don't know. I think kind of working on this stuff with you even and explaining it to you, I think it's kind of brought you to join me on this almost spiritual journey.
Yeah, 100%.
And the crazy thing about it is once you start going down this spiritual path of understanding that this stuff is real, you almost get more peaceful. And understanding that this world isn't so serious and you don't need to be so...
It mellows you out a bit.
It mellows you out. And you become more loving to other people.
Yeah.
You don't judge people as much anymore. Right? And then you look at people that judge others and have large inflated egos and you're like, oh, you're so lost. And I was explaining to you, I was talking on the Journeys podcast I did about a month ago. And I was explaining to the viewers about manifestation, believing what you have and getting it. And I was explaining how I call myself, I've been calling myself a millionaire before I had any sort of money because I knew that if I spoke it into existence, that I knew that in this lifetime I have this, I will have it. So I thought it wasn't even me lying. It's just that it's going to take time for this stuff to catch up. And when I tell you the amount of backlash I got in the comment section from this clip of people being like, oh, yeah, that's such bullshit. Like, it sounds like you're just lying to yourself. And I'm like, oh. And it's crazy because I know these are people, because people that hate and write mean things are people that haven't figured it out yet. So I'm like, how do you go from a place where you know that you yourself probably aren't so successful and you're lost and you're not making a lot of money? How do you go to someone that seems like they're figuring it out and give you an ulterior motive on how they did it and try to like shit on them? Like, it's just, I'm like, dude, because again, it doesn't even offend me. I genuinely read those comments and I'm like, damn, these people are lost.
I feel like it's got to be for frustration.
Well, I made a comment on the video because I didn't want to respond to everybody. Well, yeah, of course. Because there were some loving comments, but it was overwhelmingly hateful comments. And I didn't want to respond to everybody. So I responded to the loving comments. I never respond to the hate, as hard as it is. Because there's some people I want to respond to, like the girl that's like, why are we making these people famous? And I wanted to be like, should you be the one that's famous? The one putting it, like, should it be you? Like, what do you mean? Like, what does that comment mean? It's so unoriginal. Like, I'm like, but I don't do that because it's just, it's unnecessary. It does nothing, and it just feeds into them. And it's not unhealthy. It's not changing their mind. It's not doing anything, but feeding into that hate.
You're provoking them.
So all I did was leave one comment that got a ton of likes, and I said, if you're one of the people that that saw this and saw it as love and saw it as an idea, good for you. You've got to figure it out. But if you're someone that's hating from a negative standpoint, you missed the point. Like, you missed the whole point of everything that I'm saying. Like, believe. Yeah. I'm telling you, believe in yourself. And you guys are hating on me? Get off your keyboard. Go pursue something. Jeez. Like, oh my goodness. And I pray for those people. I used to get upset. And hate those people. I'm like, fuck you for hating on me, bro. Like I know I'm a good person. A couple times, I know I'm a good person. I'm reading these comments and they're not even true. But if you could start letting comments that aren't true about yourself not have any meaning. And I was having like a bad skin day. I had a little acne. So I was like, get proactive with all those $1 million. I'm like, you fucking dick. You piece of shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like, it's almost funny because like, but like some people, what I said in the comment was like, you, by hating, you are projecting your own insecurities. That's why I don't get offended. Mm-hmm. Like people that, because they don't have, these people don't even profile pictures.
Well, usually
they don't even show who they really are. Yeah, it's some loser in their mom's basement. Like, you little fucking loser. I'm like, and I think that's what's kind of strayed me away from getting upset at hateful comments. Because 9 times out of 10, if someone's hating on you, it's somebody that is so insecure in their own life.
Yeah, surprisingly, I noticed with myself that I take it a lot better than I thought I would. Because that was my biggest worry when you started getting into this. I was like, let's say I do, because this was before I figured like, okay, you know what? I do like what Pete does.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow him and try to do what he does. And I was like, can I handle that? Like, can I handle one, like even 10 people saying, oh, but he looks like shit today or anything.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I mean, there's going to be times where you get a little like ticked off.
Of course.
I've never responded back, which
of course, and you should.
Proud of me for that. But I take it a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And I think it's because all of these comments came after I started like joining the spiritual journey of meditating, doing breath work, and doing all that shit. And it kind of mellowed me out a bit, knowing who I am, knowing what's true about me. So you're not going to tell me what's true about me.
I said something so amazing on a live stream recently.
What'd you say?
And I said, you know yourself better than anybody.
100%.
You know yourself better than anybody. And you're going to crumble at the feet to somebody's words who doesn't know a thing about you?
Yeah.
Think about it. You know who you are more than anybody on this planet. And somebody that doesn't know a thing about you, you're going to let their words hurt you? Fuck that.
Easier said than done for most people.
Easier said than done, but when you think about it in that aspect...
But if you think about it in that aspect, it sounds a lot better, and it makes... When something like that does happen, if you could keep that in the back of your head, that's fucking amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it just sucks because a lot of people, they don't pursue their dreams or their goals or their aspirations based on the thoughts and ideas of other people. And I was one of those people. Like, I used to be like, oh, bro, am I going to stop, pursuing this career out of college and pursue social media, and I'm going to look like a loser? And who cares, bro? We're all going to be 80 one day, and we're all going to be ugly and old or dead.
Yeah.
And we're not going to give a fuck what anybody thought about us. So do what you want to do. With that being said, do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy.
Exactly.
And dude, once I started just doing what makes me happy, bro,
sky's the limit.
I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Because if you don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do, then fucking you can do whatever you want. You can do anything you want. And another thing is, like, imagine you couldn't fail. How big would you dream?
Yeah.
And because a lot of people don't think about that, and that's such a wild quote. Because you should think like that.
Yeah, when I first heard that, I was like, damn.
Imagine you could not fail. How big would you dream?
Crazy.
And that's where you should be going.
That's what, yeah. 100%.
That's where you should be headed. And they've kind of zombified us to not think like that anymore. They've kind of zombified us to
do you know why?
Be workers.
Do you know why? Do you know where it starts from?
Tell me.
It starts from our schooling system.
Yep.
Do you know who made our schooling system?
Rockefeller.
And do you know what Rockefeller said when he made the schooling system? It's a famous quote by him. His famous quote is, I want a nation of workers, not thinkers. That's why our whole schooling system is bullshit. Unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything that you need a PhD or anything, you need that schooling for it, get the fuck out of college. Because all it is a scam for your money. You're paying these people for no fucking reason. You're walking out there with a business degree, and now you're lost. I know so many people that went out there, they did a business degree. Now they're $100,000 in debt. They partied for 4 years. Now they have no fucking idea where they're going. And it's the scariest thing ever. And I talk to them and they all say they're scared. They're 21, 22 years old,
the thing is,
freaking out. It's scary.
You don't, they trick you into thinking you need college.
You don't.
Bro, I have a buddy that's finishing school right now, still wasting money on it. I'm like, are you going to do anything with that degree? He goes, absolutely nothing.
Look at the biggest billionaires in the
He
world.
goes, I need to make my parents happy. They said I have to finish.
Yeah.
He knows for a fact he's not using his degree.
Yeah.
Why are you wasting your time?
Most people don't.
Why are you wasting your time, and why are you going to make your kid waste his time?
Yeah.
Why are you going to make your kid waste his time? You're a parent, your kid, you know your kid's not going to use that degree. Why make him finish?
Well, because back in the day, it used to be a thing.
They really train those individuals to be like, you need a degree.
Yeah.
This kid knows he wants to work with his hands. He wants to do labor and start making money. Why is he going to wait till he's 21 to start doing it?
Look at the biggest billionaires in the world. Most of them didn't
go to college. They didn't go to college. Yeah.
Actually, majority of them.
And like you said, like if you know what you want to do, you know you want to be a doctor, a lawyer.
Yeah, if you
go get your degree,
go
and do it.
Go do it. 100%.
But if you think you want to do something outside of schooling, you don't need school to make.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You genuinely don't. I
and
know.
You definitely don't need to go to fucking.
Two of the closest people to me, one of my best friends and my brother, work labor jobs. They invest their money properly, and they make a few $100,000.
They're doing better off. How about they're doing better off than everyone I know that finished college?
Any kid out of college.
Not any kid.
Is that for 9 out of 10 of them? I'd say.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, it's not for me. I couldn't do that labor job that my buddy works.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
You could. I couldn't. It's not like getting called hours of the night to come out, go work on a ship.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's hard, man.
It is
hard. Like, I couldn't work, but
post-labor jobs are very hard and underappreciated.
He's making good money, and a lot of those people do make great money. And
comes at risk, though.
Yeah, and it's a shame because a lot of people, I think, feel judged if they pursue certain careers.
They do.
Like, I respect a lot of people that there was a buddy that told me the other day, he's like, dude, as long as I make enough money, I could take my family on a vacation once a year, and we're taken care of. He's like, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's life.
And if you know that that's where your happiness ends and starts,
all power to you.
You figured it out. There's
so
much peace and love in that.
Yeah,
for me
amazing.
personally, I have large aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
I have a large appetite. I need to make a lot of money. Would I be happy if I lived more contently? I'm sure I could figure it out.
100%.
I'm sure I could figure it out. But for the people that could also kind of admit that, and in this lifetime they don't need all that, and they could just be happy, have a family, and
But most people won't admit
make enough money that they're taken care of, and they can admit that, I think that's also a beautiful thing.
No, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Especially with
what's the purpose of life? It's to
Yeah.
be fucking happy.
Well, because here's the
not
thing.
money, it's not fame, it's none of
there's a beautiful video I watched that it said, "Show me the richest family, or rich family," right? And the AI image generates it, shows a rich
Oh,
family.
yes, I've seen this.
Show me a richer family. It shows planes coming in the back, mansion, Bugatti. Show me the richest family in the
can
universe.
Can I
Wait, let me
tell you a
finish.
better version of this video that I
let me
saw?
finish.
Better version.
I'm not done.
Go.
Show me a richer family. Richest family in the universe. And it shows them in space, the wealthiest family you could think of. It says, now show me a richer family that words can, it's undescribable. It's the richest family you could ever even think of. Boom, it cuts to a mom and a father, and they're sitting down having breakfast with their kids. And it's like, wow. AI
You said that so wrong.
AI just did some beautiful shit.
You said that so wrong.
What did I do?
You said that so wrong.
did I
You said richest family. What?
Whatever. When it got to the
Let me
point of it
explain
being
it better.
beyond any amount of
Let me
richness,
explain it better, because I've
came
seen
to just a
100 of
beautiful
these
family.
videos. I've seen 100 of these videos. It's show me a $1 pancake, and it's like a normal
saw
like
this
Denny's
one.
pancake. Show me a $100 pancake. It's like beautiful syrup and fruits everywhere. Show me a $1 million pancake. It's gold plated and everything. It says show me a price like a priceless pancake. And it's a mom holding the pan with the husband, and then the baby, like the daughter, also there holding the pan together, like about to flip the pancake. And it's like,
And the craziest thing was the guy that was reacting to it, that was watching it. He's like, "Wow."
yeah,
He was like, "That's so crazy, and this is so meaningful because my mom passed away, and there's no, you cannot put a price on those. I would do anything.
can't.
I would do
To get those
anything." He said,
memories
"I'd do
back?
anything to have that cooking for my mother again."
Oh.
That is priceless. There's nothing that can match up
Yeah.
to that. And it's crazy that AI can comprehend
even
that.
AI could. Yeah,
The fact that AI can comprehend that is insane.
yeah, it's crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy,
Right? Because you would think
I've
like,
seen
oh, it's
so
like
many videos
priceless.
like
Like,
that,
you're
too.
expecting it just to generate.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, honestly,
Wow.
this priceless pancake about to be fucking crazy. And then I saw that, I was like, wow.
Almost brings a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
Oh my
Very
goodness.
emotional.
I love that.
Very emotional.
I'm worried about kind of where AI is gonna go though. I think it's
No
gonna
one
get
scares
really
me more
dangerous.
than when Elon Musk
Dude,
talks about it.
Taylor Swift just had
No one scares
the
me
White House just put out a message because
Oh my God,
all the
wait.
AI nude images of Taylor Swift that aren't real. They had to put out a thing being like, this is getting dangerous.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The White House press secretary came out and was
What?
like, this is getting dangerous. They're putting out fake nude photos that look undistinguishable from real.
Wait,
from real.
we're going to attack the Swifties again. I saw some bullshit.
What'd you see?
I saw some bullshit.
Tell me.
You said you Swifties are getting fucking crazy.
What happened?
You ready for this shit?
I'm ready.
In I believe Massachusetts. Don't quote me.
Tell me.
I believe Massachusetts. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
Believe.
Go.
They tried passing something to say that the last, I think 5 years, don't quote me, I think 5 years, was the Swiftie error. And they were signing an act on that. That it was going to be a legal fucking document saying that this was the Swiftie error. How about I believe that they're about to sign it?
Wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'll have you know we lost a subscriber.
What we did.
I blocked you.
We did.
I blocked you.
What the fuck?
How about don't come back?
How about why are we signing legal documents with Taylor fucking Swift in it? She's a singer.
I think that she should be president.
She's a
I think she should run the country.
I agree.
I think she should run the country. I think Taylor for president, if you disagree, die. I think die instantly of anything, really. Would you not agree?
I mean, I almost have
Tay-Tay?
to. Tay-Tay over everybody.
Tay-Tay for president or die. We're going to put that on a shirt. Would you buy a shirt that's a Tay-Tay for president or
There
die?
would be, how about
Taylor
how
Swift
about-
for president, and then
Oh
on
my
the
God.
back says or
We
die.
have to cut this out. We're about to make that t-shirt and make millions off of it.
Don't make that shirt.
Don't
We're
make that
making
shirt.
it.
That's our shirt.
That is our shirt. The Canadian government
No,
sucks.
shut the fuck up.
Wait,
This is my
no,
topic.
they're gonna kick us
Shut
off.
up.
They're gonna kick us
off. Shut up.
Gianni's going to tell us why Canada sucks.
Why Canada sucks. For all you people that are like, oh, Canadians are so nice. Fuck you. They're not.
Oh, eh?
That was terrible. The Canadian government in the 50s came out with a machine that was
Oh, that was
literally
the Canadian government?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was literally called the gaydar machine. Literally, that was the name of it. I swear to God, look it up. In the 50s, they came out with it. And it was used by, apparently, if you're sexually attracted to somebody, your eyes are supposed to dilate.
Yeah, your pupils would dilate.
Your pupils dilate.
Apparently.
Apparently. It doesn't
Alleged.
always happen.
Alleged.
So what this machine would check your eyes being dilated. And so what they did was they tested every single person in the Canadian government, and they would show them the same sex, and if their pupils dilate, they fire them. They fired
more
over
than
over 400 people that day, in one day, over a bullshit machine that most definitely did not work.
And fast forward that to them being the most progressive country in the world.
Fucking crazy.
How insane is that?
Fucking crazy.
That nowadays you could be imprisoned or fined for talking.
For literally cursing the street.
For cursing.
If you curse in the street, you're getting a ticket.
Are there words you probably shouldn't say? Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. And I'll be there to punch that guy in the mouth right with you.
100%.
But should you be arrested and fined?
You won't be arrested, but you will get fined.
No, you could be arrested. You could legally, technically, you could be arrested.
Really?
They'll probably just fine you.
Yeah.
But if
there's a cop that really
if you
doesn't
write
like
something
you,
wrong on Twitter, they'll fine you.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I was
thought
having
it was
this
like
debate.
only in the street.
So I was having a talk with someone about this recently. They didn't believe me. I was like, no, I said, Canada's no longer a free country.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Are these words you probably shouldn't be saying? I bet.
No, 100%.
I bet. But
100%.
But should you be fined and arrested? I'm a man of freedom of speech. I think that's what democracy stands on is freedom.
Well,
I think that you should be allowed to be thrown in a jail cell because of words that you make.
I
with your
feel like
mouth.
controlling starts somewhere.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because now you might go, Peter, what about this, and this word? Fuck anyone that says it. Oh, I agree with
100%
you. And
agreeable.
maybe we could agree where if they say exactly those words, they should be jailed, and maybe I could fucking agree with it because they're so fucked up. However, like you just said, control starts somewhere. Because now once you say that, now it's like, oh, and if they say that they're voting for this person, that's also hateful. And you're like, wait a second.
Yep.
What? And then it just boom, 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 boom. And
they
now
just keep adding things on.
And no more freedom.
Yep. Which is scary.
So the goal is to have government have as little control in your life as possible. And that's where I think the debate starts and ends.
Yeah.
And if they start trying to pull that shit in America, I'll be the first one to have a fucking problem with it. But it kind of looks like that's where we're headed.
It does seem.
It does seem like that's where we're headed.
Sadly.
And my issue with because how do you feel about restrictions on social media? With what is it? Not the word. What's the word? Not restrictions, but like when you hold somebody's content back.
Like shadow banning?
No. Like when you cancel somebody, like cancel culture in social media and like shutting people out, they can't say certain things.
I think it's bullshit.
Well, here's my debate.
Listen.
Here's my debate with this.
There's
Wait.
reasons to cancel people.
No,
I agree with that.
Debate. I've never heard this debate.
Okay, go.
This is my debate. In America, we have freedom of speech, right? That you're allowed to go on the street and say whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's what this country was founded on.
100%.
We live in a time now that social media is where public conversation happens more than in the street. Back in the day,
100%.
it was in the street.
Yep.
Now with social media is more powerful than street talking. Correct?
1,000,000%.
So why the fuck shouldn't it be illegal to make freedom of speech illegal on the internet when it's more powerful than talking in the street? So in my regard, I feel like for a social media website to, be a thing and be allowed to run in the U.S., they have to follow the U.S. Constitution. They have to follow freedom of speech. And someone will say, well, they're a private company. But once you have a social media website that has so much influence, more so than talking in the streets of the U.S., it has to come to a point where you have to follow, I feel, the legal guidelines of the U.S. And I feel like now if you're taking somebody that has bad motives, and who's to say? Because if the people follow your political view, it's like, oh, cool, they're getting rid of the people I like. But what if it's the other way around? It gets to a point where you need freedom. But the only issue with that now is that you're getting these bots from other countries that are trying to stir up shit on social media with us. Those are the things that need to be weeded out.
That's what's hard.
And we were seeing that with Facebook. We were seeing these Russian bot accounts that were trying to make, they're trying to make us debate. So you're seeing, now what they're seeing.
Other countries love when we fight against each
but
other.
they're seeing other countries go on like Israeli's page and write Free Palestine. Yeah. And it's not actually people.
Yeah. It's bots that they have set up that are just repeatedly sending
to
these
make
things.
us fight with each other. They're trying to like destroy our government by making our people fight with each other
100%.
through bots online. With that being said, it shows you that social media is more powerful than the real world.
Yeah.
And therefore, we need to treat it the same way we
100%.
treat public discourse in
100%.
the real world. That's my debate to it.
Yeah.
And I'll get a lot of shit for that because there's a lot of communists on
Probably.
here that want to be like, nope, shut up. Shut up. And to you, I say shut up. To you, I say shut up.
You want to hear something weird about the CIA that for some reason no one has ever talked
The Coming in Ass Association? I don't know. I was just trying to think of an acronym.
Come in my ass.
Come in Ass Association.
Come in ass association.
Coming Inside Association.
Come in ass. The second A is silent.
What do we say?
Association.
What about the CIA, Gianni?
They have a heart attack gun that you could kill somebody and it's not traceable at all.
With a gun.
It's a dart that is frozen and he's dead. It's a frozen pufferfish poison dart.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's frozen so that when it hits you, it's in you, it unfreezes, pops out, and you'll never find that dart because it's frozen. It melts. And the only thing that is left behind is a little red dot that they said might as well be a pimple on your body. Smaller than a pimple. That's the only thing that they'll find in your autopsy. They'll say, yep, he had a pimple on his arm.
I heard the craziest theory recently.
What?
So there's this guy, Bashar, that I watch on TikTok. His clips come up.
Okay.
And he claims to be channeling an entity from another dimension.
What?
It's fucking insane, but everything he says, he doesn't stutter. And the stuff that he does say that you could fact check is always true. And then the spiritual stuff sounds like wow, if this is real, that's crazy. And he claims that in the life before this one, he made a meeting with a being that was going to be an entity in another dimension that they were going to combine, and he was going to channel him in this lifetime. And then when he was younger, he had like UFO sightings, and like it all led up to him doing research and coming to a course where he would channel, and then he starts channeling this alien, and he looks to his right, and he sees a woman drawing the alien that he sees in his head. And he was like, okay, something's happening here.
What?
Yeah, so bro, it's insanity. And I watch this guy. Type in Bashar, and the stuff he says is filled with loving messages.
That's
and it's always about
weird.
manifestation and pursuing your highest passion. And it's very, like, even if it's not him channeling an alien and it's
That's
bullshit,
fucking
the
weird.
stuff he says you should listen to anyways. It's so insane.
That's fucking weird.
I don't know where I was going with this.
Neither do I.
Oh my goodness. But I was going to say that he says something. Oh, what was the theory? I was going to talk about a theory about something. What were we talking about?
I was talking about the heart attack gun.
No, I was going to talk about a theory about something.
Well, that's where you came from.
He had a theory. Oh, about the John F. Kennedy assassination.
Oh, what theory did it have
This is
about
what he claimed.
The driver shot him. That's what I think.
What? No. All right.
If you look at the video,
You take a
the
second.
driver turned
No,
around.
He was
That's
fully,
exactly the time.
He was fully sniped at. Okay. No, his driver didn't turn around and shoot him. All right, let's regroup. So apparently, his take on the JFK assassination is that John F. Kennedy planned to disclose everything we had on aliens.
Really?
John F. Kennedy, this is what he said. He said John F. Kennedy was going to disclose everything on aliens. There's a different timeline where it happened. And it caused the planet to go into complete disarray because he disclosed everything. And apparently, there's information about aliens that if everyone heard it, it would ruin us. Apparently, it's such terrifying
How
information.
about they're probably living amongst us?
But what happened was it led to a future that was so destroyed that we've moved now to a different timeline where he was assassinated and that never happened. And that's what he says happened. And I listen to anything this guy says, so I'm like, that's what happened.
I believe it.
That's crazy.
I believe it.
Can you imagine if
crazy.
that's true? I got to show you the video. You guys should look
true.
it up. It's insane. How about might be true? How about might be true? Because, well, here's the disclosure. There's a disclosure part that people that have read the documents say is if we heard it, it would ruin our lives. And the idea is that we are containers of souls.
Oh, yeah,
and that the aliens are harvesting us like a farm on this planet.
Which is basically like...
And they feed off of our souls.
That's basically Matrix, the movie.
So Bob Lazar, who's the reason we know about Area 51 and UFOs, because he worked there. And you can do your own research. Like this, he knew about element 115 that wasn't even on the periodic table, and he said that they were working on it. And then years later, comes out on the period. Like this guy predicted things.
He knows his shit,
and he's an extremely intelligent physicist, very smart scientist, working with propulsion. That's the reason they hired him. Anyways, he in an old interview said that in documents that he's even read, that aliens view humans as containers of souls. And to me, that sounds fucking insane. Weird. So now my fear is this, right? Because the beautiful thing is understanding, oh my gosh, we have a soul that's so beautiful, right? Yeah. But now the scary thing is this, if there's a higher dimensional being that's evil and satanic and can migrate our souls back into these bodies and farm us, if that's a real possibility. What does that even mean? Exactly. What does that even mean? Because having a soul is a beautiful thing, but imagine there's such a higher spiritual warfare.
It's like that Rick and Morty episode. We're powering their fucking their dinner lamp.
Well, the other theory is that...
I told them this was peace.
That's funny. That's so funny. But the other theory is that these aliens... Because if you read the documents about these aliens and what the highest people believe, It's that these aliens are not just from within our universe.
Yeah,
There's
they're
nothing that says
interdimensional.
it's that they're from another dimension.
Which is
And you want to know what the guys?
What is
you know
that
what the guy,
even
you know what,
fucking
you know what the so the grays are like your aspect of a regular alien, like a gray alien.
yeah, like the big forehead and all that.
Do you know what Bashar says they are?
What?
He says in an alternate timeline, because we already know they're from another dimension.
Yeah.
So he says from an alternate dimension, a human civilization advanced so much and became so integrated with AI and all this shit that they couldn't reproduce anymore. They came to a point where, think about like a human advancing. We lose our hair.
We're already getting to that point.
Think about a human advancing. We lose our hair. You know, you would get to a point where you would
the
lose.
three
you
fingers
would
make
lose
sense because we're
you would
already
lose your
losing our pinky
genitals.
finger. That's why our pinky finger's so short.
We're
losing it.
We're already talking about creating humans without humans.
Without sex.
So apparently we get there. And we start creating humans without sex, and we become so advanced because we're no longer pursuing sex and these weird intentions.
Yeah, we're just pursuing
pursuing
fucking
advancing and leaving the solar system.
God.
So that's what ends up happening. We lose
What
all our
the
hair. We become
fuck?
these aliens, but now you can't do it anymore. They don't have the DNA to even create more humans. So they had their species would be destroyed. So they had to travel to another dimension before we destroyed ourselves, and
Take us.
and use our DNA to create more hybrid beings of them and us. And there are apparently hybrid beings of us and these interdimensional aliens. And apparently they're peaceful in there. They're like thankful. He said they're thankful that they were able to find us and keep their civilization going. And apparently the grays, the small ones, aren't real aliens. They're at such a higher dimensional level than us that it's hard for them to stay down on Earth. So they've created these almost AI robots, these little gray aliens, to go in the UFOs and come down and integrate with us. And they're technically AI. Just like REI could talk and another being wouldn't be
Like
able to
a
understand.
hologram almost.
Well, no, because it's like they're basically robots.
Yeah, but like yeah.
Bro, imagine this shit is real. And again, I'm not saying I believe all of this. But you explain UFOs to me. You explain the government working on UFOs and our smartest
There's
scientists.
been a lot of videos recently.
Bro,
of
there
UFOs.
are people that are experts in propulsion. Propulsion is what makes jets go. They say it is impossible. We don't have anything remotely close to having what a UFO can do.
Yeah.
The most you could say is like a drone, but people there's people
But now a drone that weighs
do research
fucking
on
thousands of pounds.
Commander Fravor.
Yeah.
He was a guy that flies fighter jets for the U.S. And he said he saw a UFO, and it's called the Tic Tac incident. He saw a UFO go from the top of space to above water in a second.
Yeah.
There's nothing we have that could do that. So even if you're going to tell me, Peter, all this shit sounds like hoopy, crazy shit, you explain to me.
Elon can't even land a rocket.
There's already supernatural crazy shit that we can't explain.
Yeah. How about people still deny UFOs after
No, you can't.
after
You
the
can't.
government, the Oval Office said that yes, they're a real thing.
Here's the other thing. So
released it.
we apparently have other alien technology.
Yeah.
Because the guy Bob Lazar, which I believe his story, if you do enough research, he was there. He was working on these crafts at Area 51. He said there was a force field
Yes.
machine that you couldn't see it, but it was like imagine
almost like a magnet.
two magnets pushing, but imagine a legitimate force field and it pushed you away.
Yeah.
And he said when you go inside of the UFO, because he's been inside of it, it's almost like a 3D print. There's no edges. There's nothing put together. It's fully just one ship connected. There's no machine. There's no buttons. There's nothing.
What the fuck?
What is that? What is that? And like my biggest, I want to know so bad. Do you not want to know so bad? And they keep fucking blue balling us. They're like, oh, here's some information. And it's never fucking. I don't even pay.
It's never full information.
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
think they're trying to make it because they for whatever reason they know they have to disclose UFOs.
Yeah.
That's the creepy part to me because they don't care. They're gonna disclose shit to us out of nowhere. No, they know they have to disclose UFOs.
Yeah, but you know why?
There's a reason.
Do you know why? Remember right after they disclosed it? Bro, think about it in the last year how many UFO sightings there's been.
Yeah.
The videos.
But it's weird. It's weird. It's
I think
why.
they knew that they were coming.
No.
And they knew we couldn't fucking hide from
another
us.
theory.
So it's like these videos are just gonna keep popping out, and what they're gonna say.
No.
Nope.
There's a few
That's
theories.
not a UFO.
There's a few theories. Apparently, we made contact with the aliens, and the government told the aliens, "Give us a few years to get 'cause society will go crazy.
Yeah,
We
to
can't-
let our people know.
give us a few years to get our people into the idea of it." Which is why they've done so many alien movies, and they've showed the gray aliens in movies, so that we could slowly start
Accepting of it.
instead of just like boom, look at these fucking beings. Oh my god!
Hey, look, great
So we
things.
already kind of have the idea of these gray aliens in our head, and then it's like, all right, government, we do have UFOs, but we don't know. Then they started, we don't know if it's from another country. It's most likely from another country. That's how they started.
That's how they started it.
They
said it could be from Russia or China.
They might have
That's
these
what they
advanced
originally
technologies.
said.
But that now it's like we have these off-worldly crafts. Now they're admitting it. So they keep bullshitting us and then giving us more and more. And they're trying to make it boring so that when it does happen, it's like, cool.
It's like, okay.
I see this UFO shit. No one's talking about it. I'm like, did you see the video of the fucking UFO? And now the Miami incident.
What happened in Miami?
Bro, everyone's claiming that they saw aliens.
What?
When
the fuck did this happen?
Did you see the video of all the cop cars, 1 million cop cars in Miami?
No.
Oh my gosh. Dude, hundreds of cop cars.
What?
For apparently an incident with like a teen. So
Okay.
they're bullshitting. But there's tons of
Okay.
people making videos going, I saw it. It was like a big, like clear alien. Like it was giant. Everyone's claiming to see it. And there's videos like helicopter footage where you could see it and other people are saying it's doctored. Other people are saying that's what they saw. Bro, it's insanity.
Teen incident is
You wanna know something crazy?
20 cop cars.
Not to bring this guy Bashar up again, but he has an answer for everything. You want to know what he said it was?
What?
He said, there are beings around us all the time. And you know this from our psychedelic talks.
Yeah.
There are beings and entities around us all the time, but we are not at a frequency where we can see them.
So
Apparently,
he came down to our brain frequency.
apparently, no. He didn't expect anybody to see him, this alien. There's aliens around us apparently all the time. Apparently, we on Earth, our frequency is raising. And a lot of spiritual people say this. Dolores Cannon, they're all saying that we are raising our frequency to a point where we're going to migrate to a new Earth, and the people at the lower frequencies are going to stay on the bad Earth. This is a whole other idea I'm not going to get into. But he says that this idea of us raising our frequency is happening. So much so that we're starting to connect to a higher frequency where we can see these things. So now this being wasn't expecting to be seen, but for whatever reason, solar flares from the sun and all this stuff, our frequency is so raised that these people were able to see this being. And it was like, what the fuck? The being didn't want to be there. It didn't want to be seen.
Didn't want to be seen, yeah.
And apparently that's what happened. And that's why it didn't attack anybody and nothing happened. But apparently there were guns drawn and the cops were shooting at it. Fuck.
I want to talk to one of those cops.
You gotta watch the, yeah, right?
That's what I want to fucking talk to.
No one said a thing
No
about
one
it.
said a fucking thing.
Bro,
How about-
here's the thing, and this is why I think it's so crazy. Call me nuts, but I have been having weird supernatural experiences happen to me, hearing stories like this, and it gets to a point where I sound insane to people that haven't opened up their hearts to it, but if you could really understand that this shit might be happening, we are living in some crazy world.
Well, you know what no one ever talked about, which I was like, okay, we're not going to fucking talk about this.
What?
The plane lady. She was like, that motherfucker's not real.
Dude, she
and then she came out
disappeared?
with, no one heard from her for 2 fucking months. And then she came out with, I'm so sorry. You know, I was having a bad day. What do you mean?
It made no sense.
What
None
do
of it
you
made any
mean?
sense.
You're, okay, you apologize.
Tell
Thank
us what you
I
saw.
guess.
Tell us what you
why
saw.
are you apologizing? What are you apologizing for?
Yeah.
Clearly you saw some fucked up shit. Clearly someone got in
No
contact
one
with
bought
you.
it. No one bought it.
Someone got in contact with you and said, if you say a fucking thing, you know,
I don't know. No one bought it though. When she came out, everyone was like, "This is bullshit."
but no one talked about it.
Bro, there was another happen.
no one talked
it
about
happened on
it.
the plane again. There was another guy that just freaked out.
Yeah.
But they hit it.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it.
Oh, I saw it. There was a video, and he got up. He was freaking out. He looked like a normal dude. This guy was not drunk or anything. He was
I saw some
freaking
supernatural shit on the fucking plane. I'd
out,
freak
bro.
the fuck out.
And then people were showing pictures. It was very hard to see. Everyone was like, "Why can't you ever just get a clear picture?"
Never, bro. Never.
But they showed a face that did look questionable.
fucked up.
Yeah, a little questionable. Little questionable. But I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I think
that video freaked me
one
the
of
fuck
the
out.
things that excites me the most is figuring out this alien stuff. Wait,
I would love to meet an
I
alien.
came up with this on my own, bro. I figured this out on my own, and it actually made me crazy. Because one of the reasons that they say that Project Bluebeam is the idea that the government is going to fake.
Yeah, I fucking
the
love
government.
this.
The government is going to fake an alien invasion.
Yeah.
And you think, why would they do that?
There's
Now,
so many reasons.
apparently, if you're a Christian, you believe in what's called the rapture, where all good people, good Christians, if you want to say, are brought up to heaven in a ball of light.
To bring you before the world ends.
I came up with this by myself. Are you ready, Gianni?
I am insanely ready for this. I've never been more ready.
Rapture image.
Making my balls fucking scrotum back up into my stomach.
Wait, no. You know where I'm going with this.
I don't, but I just thought of a really great topic.
You ready? Wait. So the theory is this, Gianni. The theory is this, that when the rapture comes and people get shot into heaven, and everyone's stuck here and the demons start coming out, the government's going to say we've been invaded by aliens. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
So when everyone disappears and we go, where'd they all go? The government's going to go, oh, no, it wasn't the rapture.
Yeah, those are
We're
aliens.
invaded by aliens. Even creepier. So this is the depiction of people being raptured.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Blue laser.
It looks like a UFO pulling somebody up. It's the same exact thing. How creepy is that?
What?
If someone gets raptured up in a beam of light, that's how, through Hollywood, they've been depicting UFOs grabbing people like that. The same way you would be raptured up to heaven. I came up and I figured that out on my own. And I was like, oh my God. I already knew about Project Bluebeam and all this stuff. What are the odds that a rapture, being shot up to heaven, looks exactly the same
like
as
a fucking
Hollywood
UFO.
has showed people getting shot up into UFOs?
Yeah, what the fuck?
How crazy is that one?
That's weird.
Right? I thought about this while not tripping on mushrooms. And I was like, what is something that you think if everybody adopted, like a mindset?
A child. Oh.
No, a mindset. What's a mindset that you think if everybody adopted in the world, we would have a better world?
Fuck. You have an answer to that? You don't even have a fucking answer.
I would say the idea.
You got a fucking answer.
I would say the idea that if you lived in anybody else's body, you would probably make the same mistakes and do the same things they would do.
100%.
And when you look in the world in that light, that all these fuck ups, even them fucking you over, if you were born in their body, you would probably
Do the same
thing. And I think when you could see it in that light, you judge people less and you're more loving and more forgiving. Because
if everyone thought like that, there'd be no judgment.
None.
There'd be zero judgment throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. But I think we could end it on that note. Well, that has certainly been a Not So PG podcast. I enjoyed that episode. Did you enjoy that episode, Gianni?
I got horny the whole time.
I loved that episode.
I was horny as fuck.
And that's what it's all about, as we know.
Oh, wait, let me
But-
position myself for the goodbye.
I had a phenomenal time. Let me reposition. I'm like man-spreading like a mother trucker right now. I had a phenomenal time on this podcast, and I hope you did too. And if you did, leave a comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. Your support means the absolute world to me. And we are still going to give, if you make a viral video out of one of our clips, I'm sending you $500. All you have to do is, if you saw something on this podcast that was funny, interesting, if you clip it, post it, tag me, and I see that it does a decent amount of views, I'm sending you $500.
500
Nobody's got me.
schmuckarookies.
Literally, if you're thinking, I can make $500 right now, do it, because I'm going to send you some money.
Do it.
So do that, and I will see you all on the next one. All peace and love. Peter and Gianni out.
Goodbye.